This week on Lexington Now, COVID-19 vaccines, theft from autos, and Nourish Lexington. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of January 11th, 2021. COVID-19 vaccinations have been arriving in Kentucky over the last several weeks and have been being administered to frontline workers and first responders. We caught up with the Health Department's Kevin Hall to update us on the process.
So this is the Lexington-Fayette County Health Department's third vaccination clinic for COVID-19. We're at Consolidated Baptist Church. Our first time was a drive-through event. We only did about 200 that day. The last time that we did this, there were about 900, and today we're looking at doubling that and close to 1,800 vaccinations to our healthcare workers in Phase 1A. With more than 20,000 Phase 1A healthcare workers in Lexington, it's going to be a while before we're able to go into the other phases. We have on our website, lochd.org, a chance for healthcare workers to sign up for notifications about future clinics, and we want you to do that. We want you to get that alert so you can sign up, get the vaccine in your arm, and start getting protected. 2 weeks ago, we started giving doses to first responders because we knew we'd need their help to get through this. Our long-term goal is not to be providing vaccinations to everyone in Lexington. It's to get the healthcare workers protected so they can start giving it to their regular audience. The people who are coming in for the normal visits, they're going to see those members of the community. One of the biggest misconceptions the public has is that there's a stockpile of vaccines somewhere in Lexington. What we're seeing here with the health department is we get the vaccine in on Monday and we put it into the healthcare workers' arms on Wednesday. No dose goes to waste. So if anybody is wondering why it's not happening faster, it's going as absolutely fast as it possibly can. We've heard people say it's a medical miracle that this is available, but all the greatest minds in the pharmacy industry were working on this to get this out to the public. It's great that we have the vaccine, but it makes too many people complacent because they think that they are either A, going to get the vaccine tomorrow or the next week, and that's simply not the case, or they think that it's just the magic bullet that's just going to solve everything. It is a tool in the toolbox to get us through this. Right now, they need to continue, as they have been, wear their masks, stay at least 6 feet apart from others, and really limit how much you're going out and around others. Once the vaccine is available to you, you're not immediately protected. You have to get the second dose, and then it takes time to build that immunity. So you want to make sure that you get that second dose. I've seen reports where they talked about a person got the first dose and still got COVID. That's because it doesn't become effective fully until you get that second dose. And even then, it's not 100%, but it's still a high level of protection. It's a 4-week interval in between the first and second dose. Now, it can be longer, but it can't be any sooner than 4 weeks. After you get that second dose, you are going to have that protection, but it does not mean that you can completely go back out and live your life prior to COVID-19. You still want to listen to the public health officials, wear that mask, stay 6 feet apart, and limit your travel until you hear otherwise.
You can get more updates on the city's COVID-19 response on the city's website. One of the most common crimes in Lexington is theft from autos. Brenna Angel gives us some tips on avoiding becoming a victim of this preventable crime.
Thefts from automobiles can unfortunately happen any time of day and anywhere in Lexington. We've seen it happen. Last year in 2020, we had about 2,000 reported thefts from automobiles, and it's a really frustrating experience for the victim because they come out and they see that their car light may be on, that their car has been rummaged through, and maybe some valuable things have been taken. Anything and everything can be stolen from a vehicle. If you can leave it in your car, it can be stolen from your car. Like I said, anything from purses, wallets, medication, jewelry. We've seen wedding rings that are stolen. Certainly, firearms are a major concern. There were more than 300 firearms stolen from vehicles in Lexington in 2020. That's very concerning because a lot of times those firearms are never recovered. A stolen firearm is a crime gun, and so it was used, someone took it, and they may then use that firearm to engage in other criminal activity. And that's really something we want to drive home with people, is that it's an unsafe habit. If you are leaving your firearm in your vehicle, We would really encourage people not to do that. So that's why we say always make sure that valuables are taken out of the vehicle, and that includes guns. It's one of the most frequently occurring crimes that happens in Lexington. Fortunately, though, it's very preventable. So what we encourage people to do is to always take valuables out of the car. Valuables include money, wallets, prescription medication, jewelry, and especially firearms. All of those need to go out of the vehicle anytime it's left unattended, and to always make sure that the vehicle is locked. A lot of times what we call a car break-in is really not a break-in at all. Someone has just accidentally left their vehicle unlocked. What we frequently see are criminals who walk around a neighborhood at any time of day, really, and they're checking car handles. They're looking for easy opportunities to take things. Most of them, I would say, are crimes of opportunity. Occasionally we will see, and this has happened to me personally in my own family, where a window is smashed. And usually that's because an item is left in plain view, or you have someone that's watching. So if you go to the gym or to a park, these are places where people may have brought something with them, but they don't want to have it on them, like a purse or a briefcase, something like that. They don't want to have it with them while they're at the park or at the gym, and so they'll try to hide it underneath a front seat or underneath a coat. Thieves know to look at those places, and they may be watching you in the parking lot and you're not aware of it. So occasionally we do see instances where a car window has been smashed to gain entry into the vehicle. Another valuable thing that people may not think about is a spare key. A spare key is also considered a very valuable item because that then gives the thief entry into possibly another vehicle. And so what sometimes happens is we not only have a car break-in, but we have a stolen vehicle, because someone may have a spare key in one car. They accidentally left that car unlocked. And so now the thief says, oh, I have this key, click, click, it goes to the car that's parked in the driveway right next door, and now they have a stolen vehicle. It does happen where we're able to recover items. The biggest thing is if you do have a firearm or any valuable item, this goes for iPads, laptops, and certainly firearms, your serial number. Make sure you have that information readily available, because if we do recover something that we believe is stolen, that's how we're going to be able to get it back to the victim and track where it may have gone. So if you park your car or truck or SUV outside anywhere, whether it's at your home, at your place of business, while you're out shopping, while you're at the park or the gym, then you are susceptible to being a victim of theft from an automobile. And we don't want that to happen. So the easiest thing to do, take stuff out, always lock your doors.
When we come back, Nourish Lexington. Welcome back to Lexington Now. Food insecurity has been on the rise, especially during the time of COVID. There is a program helping to provide for local food insecure families. It's called Nourish Lexington.
Food Chain started in 2011 with a mission of forging links between the community and fresh food, with education and demonstrations of sustainable food systems across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The local nonprofit, located in Lexington, takes in produce and food from local farmers and restaurants. In response to the spread of COVID-19, Food Chain recognized the need for affordable, healthy, and ready-to-eat meals faced by food insecure families across the community. Nourish Lexington, powered by Food Chain, was launched in April to help address those needs.
So we started reaching out to our contacts who we knew were connected to the communities that would be most immediately affected, including kids and seniors. And it snowballed from there. The E.E. Murray Foundation, Keeneland, and Visit Lex immediately jumped on board, helping us fundraise to keep the meals going. And more people reached out with opportunities to both feed people and start to provide meaningful work for the restaurant workers who are furloughed and out of work. This allowed us to then not only employ restaurant workers in our kitchen providing the meals through our networks, but to start to create satellite kitchens where restaurants were able to go back to business in their own space providing meals for meal providers throughout the city.
It's not just a box of canned goods, it's a home-cooked meal, full course, local vegetables. You're getting all of the things that you need from the food pyramid. And that's the mission, you know, like feeding people at an affordable price. People can't afford it. They should be able to get free food that tastes this good. It's like the 1+1. It's like we got the food, y'all got the people, let's make it work.
So for the Nourish meals, we've contracted with over 25 different restaurants throughout Lexington, spending more than $400,000 in the local food economy, directly paying restaurants to keep their employees working in their kitchens.
It's awesome because that was my heart's desire, and so now I'm walking in my passion because be partnering with Food Chain. I've been able to feed children. Lots of children get meals, lots of seniors, and people with disabilities. So it's a wonderful feeling.
In the first 3 months after its April launch, Nourish Lexington provided 100,000 meals to food insecure families in Fayette County. These meals wouldn't be possible without the ingredients grown by farmers across the state.
You know, in the past, it was kind of like we'd send them a bulk order of stuff that they could utilize throughout the process through the winter and then use in their feeding program throughout the season. But this year it was like, fresh stuff. They wanted fresh stuff as often as we could bring it, so that, she might ask for several hundred pounds of kale. And so don't really know what she did with it, but I know she kept asking for more, so she's feeding a lot of people. So it seemed like with COVID, the food chain had a lot more demand and a lot more opportunities to feed people that needed food. So it was really cool to partner up and give people good fresh food.
Since Nourish began, Food Chain has been able to take in so much of the produce that was grown for institutional markets and even direct-to-consumer sales, as well as a lot of the restaurant sales that folks thought that they would have contracts for this year. And we've been able to take that and turn that into meals. Nourish so far has put over $15,000 in direct farm spending. All of that represents money that's gone from Food Chain directly into the hand of a farmer.
We lost all of our accounts pretty much overnight, and so we had to do a huge pivot because of the pandemic, and we went back to the roots and back to our community. This year we were approached early in the year by a private donor that really wanted to help us out and saw the struggle that he was going through with the pandemic. And one of the ways that he could do that was to do a donation through Food Chain that would support Crooked Row Farm. So he was able to donate to Food Chain, was able to write that off as a donation, and now Food Chain is able to buy our produce at full cost.
So we are asking our community to come together and say that it is truly important that our food system is supporting farmers getting paid, restaurant workers continuing to be able to make food that we all love, and for those who are most in need in our community to be able to eat a hot, rich meal that keeps them and their children both healthy and fed.
Financial donations can be made directly to Food Chain through their website, foodchainlex.org. If you or someone you know is in need of a free nutritious meal, call 859-428-8380. In addition to their phone number, questions about Food Chain can also be answered by their website, www.foodchainlex.org, or by emailing info@foodchainlex.org.
The third annual Paint by Nature exhibit is here, but as with many events over the last year, the setup is a bit different. Alice Hilton explains.
Paint by Nature is a program that's put on by the Division of Environmental Services, and that's connecting the environment in the City of Lexington and the services that are done by our division with artists. And so each year we choose some aspect to highlight. This is the third year of Paint by Nature. The first year we highlighted riparian buffers along stream sides, and then last year it was medians, so like floral arrangement plantings and street medians. And then this year we're highlighting trees, specifically the concept of right tree, right place. So trees that are planted in the ideal environment where they can thrive and live out long, healthy lives. So the exhibit's open to everyone. It's free to register. We welcome both professional artists and complete novices. We like having a wide range of different experience and styles, and I think the more diverse the art show, the better. Normally, it's a gallery that's open to the public. Last year, it was in the Central Library, the Central Public Library. This year, it's in the upstairs section of the Pam Miller Downtown Arts Center. But the Downtown Arts Center is currently closed to the public. So the show is physically going to run until February 26th. But all of the paintings, the virtual gallery, and also an online store to purchase the paintings can be found at lexingtonky.gov/pbn2020. Because this is such a strange year, our hope is to be able to continue finding places to exhibit these paintings past February 26th. So when we reach the close of this gallery, any paintings that have been sold will go to their new owners, and then remaining paintings we're going to work to find homes for throughout the city to continue exhibiting. You go to the city website, which again is lexingtonky.gov/pbn2020, and there's a link there that will take you to an online store, and you can complete that whole transaction through the online store. You do have to use PayPal. 90% goes to the artist, and then this year 10% goes to the Hickman Creek Conservancy as a way to recognize the importance of trees to watersheds and to healthy water. Also, Don Schroyer, who is a member of the Hickman Creek Conservancy, was the person who came up with Paint by Nature, so it's a way of kind of honoring that connection. So if people are interested, for right now you can visit lexingtonky.gov/pbn2020 to view the virtual gallery, and hopefully the Pam Miller Downtown Arts Center will open before February 26th, but in the meantime that's the best way to see all the art.
Most meetings at City Hall continue to run virtually, but we are bringing many of these meetings to you live. Check out our website for the most accurate and up-to-date coverage of city business. And for the latest on how the city is handling the pandemic, visit our official response site, including testing sites. Simply click on the banner at the top of our homepage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.